Babe Ruth is the embodiment of American sports mythology. His rags to riches tale of unbridled power and unapologetic excess still mesmerizes us today. The Bambino's legacy will forever be etched in our collective imagination as the most iconic figure in baseball history. Born on February 6, 1895 in Baltimore, Maryland, Babe Ruth entered the world in a city still reeling from the aftermath of the Civil War and the Industrial Revolution. His father, George Herman Ruth Sr., was a lightning rod for controversy, a saloon owner and a disciplinarian who ruled his household with an iron fist. The young Babe's mother, Kate Schamberger Ruth, would often find herself at odds with her husband, struggling to maintain a sense of stability in their tumultuous home. As a child, Ruth was a handful, prone to mischief and mayhem, often finding himself at the center of neighborhood scrapes and altercations. His parents, in an effort to channel his boundless energy, enrolled him in St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys, a Catholic orphanage and reform school run by the Xaverian brothers. It was here, under the watchful eye of Brother Matthias, that Ruth would discover his passion for baseball, a sport that would become his salvation and his curse. The early 20th century was a time of great social change in America, with urbanization, immigration, and industrialization transforming the fabric of society. Baseball, as a sport, was still in its infancy, struggling to find its place in the American consciousness. And yet, within this context, Ruth's natural talent began to flourish. Brother Matthias, recognizing the young boy's prodigious abilities, encouraged him to develop his skills, teaching him the fundamentals of the game and nurturing his growth as a player. As Ruth navigated the challenges of his adolescence, he found solace in the rhythms of baseball, the crack of the bat, and the smell of freshly cut grass. His time at St. Mary's would prove to be a crucible, shaping his character and forging his resolve. The Xaverian brothers, with their emphasis on discipline and hard work, instilled in Ruth a strong sense of responsibility while also fostering his creative spirit. The city of Baltimore, with its rich history and cultural heritage, played a significant role in shaping Ruth's early life. The port city's vibrant neighborhoods, from the bustling docks to the charming row houses of Federal Hill, provided a unique backdrop for Ruth's formative years. The sounds, smells, and textures of this urban landscape would stay with him forever, influencing his perspective on the world and informing his approach to the game. The confluence of factors, from his troubled home life to his time at St. Mary's, contributed to the development of a complex and multifaceted individual. The historical context of his youth, marked by social upheaval and cultural transformation, would also play a significant role in shaping his character and informing his future. As Ruth's prowess on the diamond continued to grow, so did his reputation, and in 1914, he was signed by the Baltimore Orioles, then a minor league affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. It was during this period that Ruth began to develop his skills as a left-handed pitcher, quickly becoming known for his blazing fastball and sharp curveball. His professional debut on July 11, 1914, was a memorable one, with Ruth pitching a 6-0 shutout against the Philadelphia Athletics. The following year, Ruth's talents caught the attention of Red Sox owner Harry Frazee, who purchased his contract from the Orioles for a reported $2,900. This marked the beginning of a storied career in Boston, where Ruth would go on to win 3 World Series championships and establish himself as one of the most dominant pitchers in the American League. His first World Series appearance came in 1915, when the Red Sox faced off against the Philadelphia Phillies, with Ruth pitching a complete game shutout in Game 2. Ruth's relationship with his manager, Bill Kerrigan, was instrumental in his development as a player. Kerrigan recognized Ruth's immense talent and worked tirelessly to refine his skills, often taking him aside for one-on-one instruction. This mentorship paid dividends, as Ruth's ERA decreased dramatically over the next few seasons, earning him a reputation as one of the most feared pitchers in the game. However, it was during this period that Ruth began to exhibit the behavioral traits that would come to define his larger-than-life persona. His love of food, drink, and women often led to late nights and early mornings, which in turn affected his performance on the field. Despite these personal struggles, Ruth's talent and charisma continued to captivate fans, earning him a spot on the American League All-Star team in 1916. The 1916 season also marked a turning point in Ruth's career as he began to experiment with hitting. During an exhibition game against the New York Giants, Ruth stepped up to the plate and hit a home run off future Hall of Famer Christy Mathewson. This moment sparked a newfound passion for hitting in Ruth, and over the next few seasons, he would gradually transition from a full-time pitcher to a part-time outfielder. In 1919, Ruth's contract was sold to the New York Yankees for a reported $125,000, a staggering sum at the time. This move marked the beginning of a new era in Ruth's career, as he would go on to become an integral part of the Yankees lineup, setting numerous records for home runs and transforming the game with his power-hitting style. Ruth's arrival in New York coincided with the dawn of the Roaring Twenties, an era marked by unprecedented social change and cultural upheaval. As the city's population swelled and its skyline expanded, Ruth became a symbol of the times, embodying the excesses and extravagances of the Jazz Age. His larger-than-life personality, coupled with his incredible talent, made him an instant sensation in the city that never slept. The 1920 season would prove to be a watershed moment in Ruth's career, as he hit 54 home runs, shattering his own single-season record and cementing his status as the greatest power hitter in the game. This achievement sparked a national phenomenon, with fans from coast to coast flocking to see the Bambino in action. The press dubbed him the Sultan of SWAT, and his name became synonymous with power, excitement, and unbridled joy. As Ruth's fame continued to grow, so did his legend, with stories of his exploits on and off the field becoming the stuff of myth and folklore. His relationship with Yankees manager Miller Huggins was particularly significant, as Huggins worked to harness Ruth's talents while also keeping his more destructive tendencies in check. The two formed a complex bond, with Huggins serving as both mentor and father figure to the mercurial Ruth. The 1921 season saw Ruth continue to push the boundaries of what was thought possible on the field, hitting 59 home runs and leading the Yankees to their first American League pennant. This achievement marked the beginning of a dynasty, as the Yankees would go on to dominate the league for over a decade, with Ruth at the forefront of their success. As the years passed, Ruth's impact on the game extended far beyond his on-field accomplishments. He became a cultural icon, symbolizing the hopes and dreams of a nation still reeling from the aftermath of World War I. His rags-to-riches story, coupled with his incredible talent and charismatic personality, made him a beloved figure, transcending the sport itself to become an integral part of the American fabric. In 1923, Ruth's talents were on full display as he led the Yankees to their first World Series championship, hitting .368 with 3 home runs in the Fall Classic. This achievement marked the culmination of a remarkable season, one that saw Ruth set numerous records and cement his status as the greatest player of his generation. The following year, Ruth's personal life began to attract attention as his marriage to Helen Woodford was marred by infidelity and domestic violence. Despite these personal struggles, Ruth continued to thrive on the field, hitting 46 home runs in 1924 and leading the Yankees to another American League pennant. As the decade drew to a close, Ruth's legacy was already cemented, with his name becoming synonymous with greatness. His impact on the game extended far beyond his on-field accomplishments, as he helped to popularize baseball and transform it into the national pastime. The Bambino had become an American icon, a symbol of power, excess, and unbridled passion, forever etched in the collective imagination of the nation. The 1926 season saw Ruth continue to defy Father Time, hitting 47 home runs at the age of 31. This achievement marked a remarkable milestone in his career, as he became the first player to hit 400 home runs in his career. The following year, Ruth would go on to hit 60 home runs, setting a single-season record that would stand for nearly 40 years. Ruth's relationship with Lou Gehrig, his teammate and close friend, was particularly significant during this period. The two formed a formidable duo, with Ruth serving as a mentor and confidant to the young Gehrig. Their on-field chemistry was undeniable, as they led the Yankees to numerous championships and cemented their status as one of the greatest teams in baseball history. As the 1920s drew to a close, Ruth's dominance on the field continued unabated, with his name becoming synonymous with power and excitement. The 1928 season saw him hit 54 home runs, leading the Yankees to their third World Series championship in 5 years. This achievement marked a remarkable milestone in his career, as he became the first player to win 4 World Series titles. Ruth's relationship with his contemporaries was complex and multifaceted, reflecting the tumultuous nature of his personality. His friendship with Lou Gehrig, for example, was built on mutual respect and admiration, with the two forming a formidable duo on the field. Off the field, however, Ruth's relationships were often marked by turmoil and controversy, as he struggled to balance his personal life with the demands of his career. One notable example of this tumultuous nature was his relationship with his wife, Helen. The couple's marriage was marred by infidelity and domestic violence, with Ruth's numerous affairs and late-night escapades taking a toll on their relationship. Despite these challenges, however, Ruth remained devoted to Helen, and the two continued to navigate the complexities of their marriage throughout the 1920s. On the field, Ruth's accomplishments continued to pile up, as he set numerous records for home runs and transformed the game with his power-hitting style. The 1930 season saw him hit 49 home runs, leading the Yankees to another American League pennant. As the 1930s dawned, Ruth's legacy was already cemented, with his name becoming synonymous with greatness. He continued to play for the Yankees until 1934, when he was traded to the Boston Braves. The 1935 season saw Ruth hit 22 home runs, a respectable total considering his advanced age and declining skills. However, it was clear that his time as a dominant player was drawing to a close, and he announced his retirement from baseball on June 2, 1935. This marked the end of an era, as one of the greatest players in baseball history hung up his cleats for the final time. Ruth's post-playing career was marked by numerous accolades and tributes, as he was recognized for his contributions to the game. In 1936, he was one of the first 5 players elected into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, a testament to his enduring legacy and impact on the sport. He continued to be involved in baseball throughout his life, serving as a coach and mentor to young players, and sharing his wisdom and experience with the next generation. As the years went by, Ruth's larger-than-life personality continued to captivate the nation, even as his physical abilities began to decline. He remained a beloved figure in American sports, and his name became synonymous with excellence and power. In 1938, Ruth was diagnosed with nasopharyngeal cancer, a type of head and neck cancer that would eventually claim his life. Despite his illness, he continued to be involved in baseball, serving as a coach and mentor to young players. In 1947, Ruth's health began to decline rapidly, and he was forced to undergo surgery to remove a tumor from his neck. The operation was successful, but the cancer had already spread, and Ruth knew that his time was limited. In a poignant moment, he visited Yankee Stadium for the last time, where he was greeted by thousands of fans who came to pay their respects to the Bambino. As he walked onto the field, his iconic number 3 jersey draped over his shoulder, the crowd erupted in applause, and Ruth, ever the showman, tipped his cap in appreciation. Ruth's final days were marked by a sense of nostalgia and reflection, as he looked back on a life that had been filled with triumph and tragedy. He spent time with his family, including his wife Claire and his daughters, Julia and Dorothy, and he also made amends with some of the people he had wronged in the past. In a remarkable display of courage and dignity, Ruth faced his mortality with the same fearlessness that had defined his playing career. On August 16, 1948, Babe Ruth passed away at the age of 53, surrounded by his loved ones. The news of his death sent shockwaves across the nation, and tributes poured in from all corners of the sports world. The New York Times ran a front-page obituary, hailing Ruth as the greatest baseball player of all time, while the Sporting News eulogized him as a titan of the diamond, a hero to millions. As the news of his passing spread, fans gathered outside Yankee Stadium, where they left flowers, candles, and other tributes to the Bambino. In the years that followed, Ruth's legacy only continued to grow. He was remembered not just as a great baseball player, but as a cultural icon who had transcended the sport itself. His name became synonymous with power, excitement, and joy, and his image was used to sell everything from cigars to automobiles. In 1953, the United States Postal Service issued a commemorative stamp in Ruth's honor, cementing his status as an American legend. Today, Babe Ruth is remembered as one of the greatest baseball players of all time, a man whose impact on the sport extends far beyond his impressive statistics. He is revered for his larger-than-life personality, his fearless attitude, and his unwavering dedication to the game he loved. The Babe's influence can still be seen in the modern game, from the power-hitting style of players like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, to the nostalgic appeal of historic ballparks like Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. Ruth's family has also worked tirelessly to preserve his legacy, establishing the Babe Ruth Foundation to promote baseball and support charitable causes. The foundation has donated millions of dollars to various organizations over the years, including the Boys and Girls Clubs of America and the American Cancer Society. In addition, the Ruth family has been instrumental in promoting the Bambino's image and likeness to various companies and organizations. His impact on the sport is still felt today, from the way players approach the game to the way fans experience it. The Bambino's legacy is a testament to the power of hard work, determination, and a passion for the game, and his memory will continue to inspire generations of baseball fans for years to come. He was a titan of his time, a trailblazer who redefined the game with his power, passion, and personality, leaving an indelible mark that continues to inspire generations of fans and players alike. In the end, it is not just his impressive statistics or numerous records that cement his legacy, but the enduring spirit of excitement, joy, and perseverance he embodied, a testament to the transformative power of sports to capture our imagination and touch our hearts. As the great sports writer Grantland Rice once said, his batting was a revelation, a cataclysm, an event, a happening, a fitting epitaph for a life that was itself a grand slam, full of drama, excitement, and unforgettable moments. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Howard Closewell reminding you to keep shooting for your goals.